Uncle Chunty.
Hi, yes, it is me. Like it said, Chunt, Uncle Chunt, and like everything else on this screen says, Uncle Chunt. Yet I'm still in the habit of saying, yes, it is me, Uncle Chunt. I mean, wouldn't you know that? The channel name is a dead giveaway. And it's got Chuntcast in the thumbnail. And the nice lady said, Uncle Chunt. And I've spent about 10 seconds of your time explaining that. So thank you. I appreciate your time, clearly. So if this is like out to the 2 people who watch to the end every week, I just want to thank you again for your time. I know it's a precious commodity that you'll never get back, but the fact that you turn up week to week, I do appreciate it. It's great. And it helps me want to keep doing this every week, even though I might not hit the same days. I still try and get one out week to week when the computer's working, and now with this new computer I don't have that excuse anymore, so I'm kind of accountable even further. So so thank you for your time. You're better than the rest that don't watch, or that don't watch to the end. You're better than all of those people. So thank you. So last week was all DC all the time, because there was a lot of DC news, and it's not all DC this week, but there's still some DC news to talk about as he raises a Superman cup to his face for some coffee. I know people out there hate that sound, and that's why I keep doing it. I need to get a wireless headphone for this computer. This cable isn't long enough. Jesus. All right. What am I doing? Fucked if I know. What's that? 2 minutes and 20 in, and I've sworn. That's a record. I thought I restricted myself that much. I just want to have something awesome straight off the bat besides me. And then we've got some fluffy things to talk about today. I haven't got any show notes, so this is going to be completely off the hook. Let's just swap over to the main window. There we are. This trailer came out. It's the official Hall of Heroes official trailer for DC FanDome. It is fucking epic, and I want to show it to you. I haven't watched it on my screen yet, just on my mobile, and I'm like, it's 6:30 in the morning. I'm trying to watch it, and I'm squinting because I haven't woken up yet. So let's do this.
Welcome to the Hall of Heroes.
On August 22nd comes an
yeah.
unprecedented global fan event.
Hello, everybody. It's all DC all the time. DC
Oh, my
FanDome
God.
is unlike anything you've ever seen before. I'm actually standing inside a stage that Jim Lee himself drew. How incredibly cool is that?
I can't wait.
Crazy, right?
This worldwide mega event is for DC fans across the globe.
Ça va, DC FanDome?
Hola, mi gente.
Guten Tag, meine Freunde.
We've got exclusive footage, insider info, the latest DC news, and huge announcements.
You know what I'm talking about.
Holy
There's
shit,
no
man.
way that I could come here and not bring a look at the movie.
There's so much cool content to look at.
That was a really special episode.
Designed just for you, the absolute DC fan.
That's amazing!
There's something that I can show you.
Exclusive content!
My God. So much stuff.
Impossible ends up becoming possible.
I am beyond excited to be sharing this moment with you guys.
Awesome.
Hang on tight, because we are about to whisk you around the DC FanDome. You guys ready?
Yes.
Let's get this thing started.
Yay. Holy crap, man.
DC FanDome, Hall of Heroes. All fans welcome. 24 hours only. August 22nd. And there's only one place you can experience it, at DCFandome.com.
Righteous. Right on. We'll just keep that and mute it. We'll keep that on rotate. I think I've set it to loop. Yes, I have. All right. there's a lot to unpack there, and I'm not going to go into every single piece of detail because, it's going to happen this weekend anyway. This looks like the perfect answer to the COVID situation, where you can't have an event in a house somewhere, in a stadium somewhere. Not that a stadium will probably do it, but a hall like San Diego Comic Con or New York Comic Con. Clearly, not everybody was in the same place to film all of this. So there would have been like a lot of green screen stuff, remote green screen studios, and pretending that they're talking to Aisha Tyler there. Like Matt Reeves is standing there with his CG model of the car. This guy there, Matt Reeves. So I'm pretty sure they weren't in the same room. He and Aisha Tyler there, but it's cool. I mean, with this whole remote aspect, it looks like they're putting a bit more effort into just a regular Zoom call. Like you're going to walk into a virtual stage and all the screens are going to be there, and it's pretty epic. Like apparently this is a very interactive experience where it's all in your browser. And I don't know. I hope they've got safeguards in place because they're going to get fucking hammered on the day with everybody wanting to watch this and all the content. Like last week, I went over my schedule and it's just jam packed. And now it's been split up into 2 days actually. So we've got this weekend and then September 12th, which will have like on-demand stuff. So a lot of the insider stuff that you probably wouldn't catch this weekend, like if you just tune in for all the main event stuff, which is I'm probably going to reorganize my schedule just to get the main event stuff down. And you can come back in September 12th to watch most of all the other stuff on demand, so you can just flick through what you want to watch rather than having to sit there and wait for it live and flick over to something else because there's something else on. It's still all very exciting, but just like the fact that they've had to do that because there's so much content, that's awesome. As a DC fan, I can't fucking wait. I really can't. Hang on. Oh yeah, yeah. I know that. I love the fact that I know people hate that. Please comment if you hate that, and I'll just like it and put a heart on it because it makes me laugh. Yeah. So and oh man, Shazam, Black Adam. Holy crap! I hope there's going to be some secret stuff here because the next topic I want to touch on. I didn't even say what I'm talking about at the top of this thing. I just rolled into it. This is just, I'm so unstructured. I just sat here and I want to talk about this stuff. Let's go. Yeah. So there's some surprise stuff happening that we don't know about. I hope to God Henry Cavill is there in some capacity. He was there when they revealed the Zack Snyder Justice League cut. He was there to support Zack in the film. I hope he turns up for this. And maybe there's a scheduled part that's unannounced. And I hope that's a new Superman movie or something to tell us what Henry Cavill's Superman is doing next. Because this rolls right into my next thing I want to talk about, and that's to do with Batman. So let's just flick over to that. We can get rid of that Hall of Heroes now. And the Batman. Ben Affleck. Why is this photo appearing here before you? So for those that are uninitiated today, it's been announced that Ben Affleck's coming back to reprise his role as Batman. To what capacity? It's not entirely clear. Obviously, this is just announcing that he came back. I think this is a strange thing to have leaked right before DC FanDome. Like, this would have been a massive thing. Something tells me that this got leaked and they figured just do it. Like, they just sent it out to all the trades and go, yeah, here you go. just put the news out early, whatever. Which is unfortunate. This would have been a massive like holy shit moment. Why Vanity Fair chose the Justice League version of Batman here, which I'm pretty certain this might be a reshoot shot, or it's definitely not one of Zack Snyder's shots, because part of this Monument Heroes Park battle with Superman, where it was actually done at nighttime, but when Joss came back to do it, they recolor graded the entire film, so you can see all these lights that are on in the background here. It's because this was originally shot at night, but they just cranked up the brightness and the saturation, like pulled it back a bit, and did some curve work in the lighting and to make it look like a bit more daylight. So that was always a bit strange. Like you don't see windows that bright and shiny. Look at that right beside him and to the right there during the daytime. So yeah, it was always like, what the fuck? Anyway, rant over. What I really want to touch on is this section here about him coming back. So this is from the director Andy Muschietti, I think his name is. He's doing the Ezra Miller Flash film. So the announcement is that he's coming back as Bruce Wayne and maybe Batman for the Flash film. So he says that his Batman, about Ben Affleck, has a dichotomy that is very strong, which is his masculinity because of the way he looks and the imposing figure that he has and his jawline. But he's also very vulnerable. Muschietti said in an interview, he knows how to deliver from the inside out that vulnerability. He just needs a story that allows him to bring that contrast and that balance. Affleck got the script at the end of last week and agreed this week to join the project. So that's how recent of a deal that is. That's crazy to me. Sure. As he goes on to say later on in this interview, he's a very substantial part of the emotional impact of the movie. The interaction and the relationship between Barry and Affleck's Wayne, there's a clue, will bring an emotional level that we haven't seen before, the director added. It's Barry's movie, Barry Allen. It's Barry's story, Barry Allen Flash. But their characters are more related than we think. They both lost their mothers to murder, and that's one of the emotional vessels of this movie. That's where the Affleck Batman kicks in. All right, so maybe Batman's in it as well. One and the same. I'm glad to be collaborating with someone who's been on both sides of the camera too. So Ben Affleck, actor and director, Muschietti said he understands. Affleck won't be the only Batman making a comeback. A few more of the alternate dimension heroes who turn up in the Flash movie will be figures we've seen before. Michael Keaton's Batman in the 1989 Tim Burton film is apparent to appear in another substantial part. So, I mean, both of that is awesome. We already kind of knew Keaton's Batman was coming back for it, but this Ben Affleck thing is very, very new. So, yeah, this is insane. Clearly, Ben Affleck, for those that don't follow him, I do, because, Ben Affleck's rad, but he's also the best fucking Batman ever. He went through a very tough period in his life during Batman vs Superman and Justice League. Warner Brothers meddling aside, and how they treated him in his Batman script, like he was set to direct, and part of his deal to be on Batman was he was going to have his own solo movie that he was going to write and direct. And he finished the script and everything. And because of all the meddling at Warner Brothers, it's heavily documented. I'm not going to reiterate the entire story, but he had other life problems with his marriage and kids and alcoholism and all that kind of stuff. Just a bad time. And so he just walked away because he had to, basically. Sometimes push comes to shove, and you got to look after yourself first before you can do good work. So I think he was quite happy to walk away. And that's hard to do. How do you walk away from Batman? And he's a massive Batman fan. Like, he has a Batcave, at his house. He's built a Batcave, and he's got a Batsuit that he wore. He's got all that stuff down there. I hope he shares photos or a video of something of it one day. Like, no one's seen it. But it's true. So, all of that aside, if you see him recently, I made a post about it earlier, where for the last 4 or 5 months or so, in particular, he's looked incredibly happy. He's looking great. Like, he's in fucking amazing shape. Like, he's slimmed down. His face looks better. He's walking around with how people that are generally happy, their face kind of looks like it's got a bit of joy in it. And that's what he's got at the moment. And he's met a new girl, and she's a incredibly attractive woman. I can't remember how to pronounce her name, but look it up, Ben Affleck's girlfriend. I tried saying it earlier, but I just don't know. It's beyond me. But one could say I'm just looking at her and I'm speechless and I don't know how to say her name. But yeah, she's very, very. I think she's been very good for him. Just the photos. There's a lot of candid photos that are going around of the two. Like I don't like to really delve into this kind of shit, but just for Ben, like I know it's been a massive deal. And as a DC Comics fan, and his Batman is my favorite, like I kind of give a shit about how he is, just as a person. But yeah, she seems to be good for him. He's got shit under control. I think before they met, like, he was getting shit under control. But I think now, like, it just shows like how life can be better. Like when you have a supportive partner, or I guess a clean start. A good woman in your life. It does a good thing for a man. All this bullshit politics aside, and like sexist stuff, and like fuck off. I don't care about any of that kind of stuff. It's true, man. Like when you have a good woman in your life, as a man, it gives you another level of confidence and strength, rather than just the one that you find within yourself. It's another thing, and that's the thing between a man and a woman. That's why we get together. Those of us that are on that side of the field. So, and it's just proof, man. It looks great. The photos of the two of them, they look good together. They're happy together, very comfortable together by the looks. And he's not shying away from it. Like there's paparazzi photos everywhere on their Instagram between the two of them, and it's really great to see. So good on him. And the director goes on in this article to say like he's in a different place in his life now, and when they asked him to come back, he was very open to it. Which they didn't expect, because it was a major question. Their quote saying it was a major question mark about whether he would. So that's great to hear. So will he come back for more then? Like, who was this woman? Was she the key to bring him back into doing this? Because I could imagine, as a big Batman fan that he is, having the chance to come back must be something rad. Like, I couldn't imagine what that must be like. I know I will never play Superman or play a Green Lantern or, a Power Ranger, or a Transformer, maybe in voice, but like, to be able to come back to a role that you love as a fan, that must be massive. So I'm really happy for him. And for me, as a Zack Snyderverse movie fan, I love this world that they're building. Happy to see more of it. I'm open to other things. Like as a fan, like I have to be. But if I can get any more of this established cast in this established roster and expand what they've built, like God, just put it up my ass. Like I want it tomorrow, or if not yesterday. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. It's current news, and I'm only getting to it like 15 hours after the fact, but I've been playing games, man. I've had a day off today. I've just been doing nothing, Get off my ass. Wait. No, I'm getting off my ass. You get off my back. Wait. Oh, another sip of coffee. Oh, hang on. Yeah. To those that haven't clicked off yet, thank you. Next. So that's the DC stuff out of the way. You're not going to hear jack shit from me over the weekend with the DC FanDome coming out, because I'm going to be streaming that shit. Starts 3 o'clock Australia time in the morning, 3 a.m. So I'm just going to stay awake somehow. Although I'm going to go to sleep early Saturday night. That's tomorrow night, and I'll just have to wake up early and stock up on my coffee. And I'll just hit go live, go twitch.tv/Uncle Chunt, go there. I'm going to be streaming as much as I can before I end up falling asleep. So those of you who are around the world are there. Come hang out with me and hope I don't get taken down. In the meantime, I don't know if they're going to start cracking down on people that are, a lot of people are going to be streaming this shit. And I want to be a part of it. So thank God I've got 5 days off. Today was the first. So yeah, now that I've plugged that nonsense, DC news out of the way, a bit of fluffy stuff here. Look at this. With this whole COVID stuff that's happening, I haven't got a mask yet. And like I mean, let's face it, I don't go out very much. I don't go outside. I went out before I flick onto this. Actually, fuck it, I'll do it. This thing, I saw this come up on my Twitter feed, Xbox cloth face mask, and I was like, oh god, like I think I need that now. Like I would wear that. I don't give a shit. Like I'm at that age of my life where I just don't care who I'm impressing or not. You know, as long as I'm happy with myself. God, that's a whole other conversation altogether. I'm not going to go into. So yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, I went to EB. That's right. Today, EB Games today. I saw this before I left my apartment and ventured forth into the wild unknown. That is my little shopping complex village that I do not go to unless I'm under duress and I need something emergency, because it's full of humans and I avoid humans as much as I can the last 5 months, and now I'm at that stage where I think a lot of us are, where we don't wish to get amongst the humans anymore, and now you're selling masks because of COVID. And yeah, so I saw this and I was like, well, I don't have a mask yet, and how long is this going to last for? And you know, I want to go, I'm sick of being inside. I want to go out and do things and go to, you know, a restaurant or a cafe or go to my comic shop and, you know, just get out and do shit, you know. And masks aren't compulsory in my state yet. We've handled it pretty well in my state. But I saw this, I was like, oh look, should I just get one? Just for the sake of it. And you know, Xbox, I feel kind of obligated. It's kind of my thing, right? And yeah, look, he looks proud to have it. He looks pretty happy with himself, and you know, you wouldn't know from that angle that's an Xbox thing. And then, you know, he turns his head, and all the chicks are like, oh, far out, Jesus, he's a gamer. Oh, he's not hot anymore. And that's even more reason that I should get that, because, you know, I'm already repulsive as it is. Why not just cover my face some? So yeah, I think I'm going to grab that. I mean, that converts to about $30 Australian. This is American currency. Yeah, I'm not going to buy it now because then you'll see my PayPal and my bank details and everything. So I just wanted to show that to you in case you're interested. The shop is metathreads.com. You can't see it at the top. It's just that logo at the top there. So if you're interested, metathreads.com, Xbox cloth face mask, and go get one for yourself. I'm not getting paid for that. They have no fucking clue who I am. I just saw it on Twitter and I thought it was cool. And apparently they've got something where it's a gamers mask for masks campaign. So it's an FDA registered thing if you're curious. Every face mask that are sold for this thing, it buys like 2 general public healthcare or 2 masks for something. I don't know where it is. For every mask purchase, all profits will be used to fund the production of 2 additional masks that will be donated to hospitals, medical facilities, and frontline workers. So it's for a good cause. I think that's the other reason why I want to get one. You know, a bit of charity stuff. I'm not loaded, but every bit kind of counts. So I get something, they get something. Like today, I'll talk about my story to EB. I think I mentioned this last week and on social media about. Actually, let's bring up my Twitter page. Yeah, look, I went to EB today and traded in my PS4 and my Switch and my copy of Skater XL that I won. And I hadn't even broke the seal, and I went to the desk and I just brought out, I still had the boxes and everything for my consoles, and you know, all the plastic and everything, so they were all packed up really nice. And he was just like, what the hell, these look like new. I said, yeah, I look after my shit. And I handed in the Skater XL game and he's like, oh, the seal's not even broken. Did you not want the game? And I'm like, no, I want it. And then I saw some reviews for it and it looked really bad, so I figured I'll just throw it on the photo pile. Had a bit of a laugh. So yeah, that's $567.40 worth of store credit at EB Games. So I hope to God that's enough for the Series X. I couldn't imagine it's any more money than that, but we'll soon find out. But it just means that it's not going to be that big of a dent for me now. So we'll know come November, I think, or whenever they're going to get pre-orders up. But yeah, I just wanted to share those couple of funny stories with you. I'm going to keep that tab open, so I think I'm going to buy that after this is done. All right, so next, straight up, we'll just roll in, and I'm just going to take my, hang on, go to me again. I'm going to have another sip of coffee because it's getting cold. Yeah, lovely. I'm single, by the way. Yeah. So, main window. Battletoads. Let's talk about it. All right. Let's just let that roll. Now, this is official Xbox footage, so I'm not stealing from someone else. It's an official channel, so get over yourself. I played this when it came out yesterday, and I finished it in just under 3 hours. Let's see if I can go back to my profile. God, I only just got started talking about it. Yeah, here we are. Full screen. 2 hours and 51 minutes and 1 second. That's the easiest difficulty. I don't give a shit. I'm not adverse to playing on baby difficulty. I just wanted to have a fun game with it. Look, I set up here. I'll talk about this in tomorrow's Chuntcast. Jesus, coffee. And here I am, I'm doing it. I kept my word. So back to the footage. I had a very, very, very good time with this. It's actually like laugh out loud funny. I had several moments playing this, sitting there in my little recliner out there, my big recliner actually, with it on my projector, Battletoads on a like 90 to 100 inch screen, and laughing to myself. And I can only imagine what the neighbors are thinking. So it was a very good experience. It didn't overstay its welcome. I think it was any longer than it probably might have. Like these old games, they're not any much longer than that. Like I finished Streets of Rage 4 in about the same amount of time, and it's just the right amount of time for a beat 'em up. If you're looking for some like massively expansive, character-driven RPG, multi-conversational tree experience from Battletoads, like you're going in with completely wrong expectations. I see some reviews that are out that just aren't very favorable about this, and I'm like, what did you expect? Like, did you play the original game? You know, like I played the originals and I could never finish them. I played the arcade version that's on the Rare Replay. I couldn't finish that. I got my ass handed to me. I played Double Dragon and Battletoads back in the day, and that's excellent, by the way. Could never finish that. So this is the first Battletoads game I actually finished because I was allowed to choose the difficulty. So, you know, and I was actually able to enjoy it for what it is. I miss good beat 'em ups. This is a good beat 'em up. And it has like varied gameplay mechanics in it. There's a couple of levels where you're not playing as the Battletoads, or you're playing as some random, I don't know who the hell she is. It's not the Dark Queen, it's someone else. Like the Dark Queen's, I don't know, secretary or some shit, or the Battletoads secretary. I have no idea. But there's whole sections that you're playing as this character, and I'm like, why am I playing as this creature? Like, I don't know who she is. I don't even know if she has a single line in the whole game, but she's there. So that was my only kind of gripe, where I wish that could have been integrated into the actual Battletoads story, you know, more than just some random character. But the stages that they're in were very, very fun platforming levels. And I miss a good platformer. You know, they don't make them... Well, they make a lot of them, but a lot of them are like Metroidvanias these days, and I can't stand that shit. I don't have time to do a Metroidvania. I like a good, you know, platformer game that's linear or whatever, and a linear fighter brawler game. So this is a very welcomed experience for me. Leading up to this game, I was very on the fence with the art style, but I'll admit now, I'll eat my hat, because the way this was executed and how they put this game out there, and the tone of it, and the animation, and when you're playing it, and the story that unfolds, like the animation leads very, very well, like the art style, I should say, leads very well to what they're trying to do here, to the point where I don't know if it would have felt as right with another one. Like, I've been on the fence and aggressive about the character model in Killer Instinct of Zitz. No, wait, no, it's Rash in Killer Instinct. I was like, damn, that's perfect. Like, that's exactly how I imagined a new Battletoad would look like. You know, that looked just spot on. I was like, yeah, just give me that. Just give me a beat 'em up like that. And then when I saw this come out and they revealed it, I was like, oh, yikes. Like, I don't know about this. I really don't. But now having played it, yeah, I can't see how it would have been otherwise. I think the 2D aspect lends very well to a beat 'em up. Like I played Double Dragon Neon the other day, and I put it away. I deleted it because it was absolutely brutal, and B, the character models, like they're all in 3D, so it's 3D animated and stuff. It just didn't feel right as a beat 'em up. Whereas Streets of Rage 4 excelled, just like this did. I actually enjoyed this a lot more than Streets of Rage, I'll have to say. So yeah, I think brawlers like this, or beat 'em ups, working in this 2D art style, I think that's the standard, the gold standard, to be honest. Or at least if you're doing a 3D modeled one, cell shade it and kind of work the animation, you know, so it looks like a 2D animated thing. You know, there's ways around it, but yeah, I just think the 3D animated, you know, next gen looking game, I don't think it would work too well to this kind of game experience. But yeah, look, overall the combat was fun. There's a lot there to delve into. It's not just a straight up button masher stuff. There are combos that you can flesh out, you know, in-air juggling, and you know, you can use your tongue to get around the screen and pull baddies in and all that kind of stuff. And each toad has different abilities or different character animations and combos, and they all three of them feel very different. Like Rash is in the middle, Zitz is like super fast but doesn't do as much damage, and Pimple is the heavy hitter kind of character. So there's a bit of variation. You can swap them out as you're doing combos and stuff. So it's very, like, you can find some depth there if you're looking for it. I recommend playing this. I really do. It's a short experience. As I said, I finished it in under 3 hours, and that I'm totally fine with that, and that's exactly what I expected. I was a bit concerned that they were going to try and do something a bit more grander with this and stretch it out as long as they can, but they didn't. So I'm really happy about that. When I mentioned there's a bunch of varied gameplay mechanics, I mean that. There's a lot of different mini games as you go through the game. I don't know if they'll show any in this gameplay footage here, but and it just breaks it up a bit. Like, so you're not just playing, you know, beat 'em ups for a good 3 hours. Like, there are sections where there's different Toad specific and story specific moments where you got certain triggers or button combos that you need to do. How do I explain it without spoiling things? I guess, how would you think of it? If you thought of it like one of those party games where, like, say WarioWare, where it's like a small snippet of a mini game, and you need to do it like as fast as you can, and then you move on to another gameplay style. It's kind of like that. So you'll have like this beat 'em up brawler stuff thing happening going on, and then you know, you'll cut to another character and they're trying to fix something, and you got to do a whole bunch of puzzles and mini games and stuff. I really enjoyed those. There's one in particular that was very unclear, and I almost rage quit on it because it just wasn't clear enough. But when I got it. It made sense, but it didn't explain what was going on. Like, it said, look at the top of the screen for these icons and then solve the puzzle that matches that icon. I was like, all right. But there was no indication of like which one I'm looking at. There's like 8 on the screen at once, but nothing is really telling you which one that you're supposed to be doing. So you're trying to press whatever button you can to kind of see something that moves, and nothing was moving. I'm like, what the fuck is it? And then the countdown goes, and like, oh god, and you got to keep doing that. It took me about 5 goes until I realized, like, oh, there's a icon, and the puzzle has it's really, really small. Like, the puzzle has a matching icon on it. So, all right, so that one is highlighted right now. So I need to solve that one. All right. And then you do the button prompts for that. And when you solve that, it blinks up another icon on the top. And then you've got to find that one. And it's really small amongst all these other 8 ones. And it was pretty intense. And because of the moment in the story that's happening at, it made sense for it to be a bit tense because it's the time limit that was happening at the time. You'll understand when you get there. But it didn't take me out of the game. I actually really enjoyed it. That's the thing. It felt like the old days. That's what this game felt like. It felt like it came straight out of the 90s, but with all the modern flair that you can throw at it. And I know this is not a very high budget game, and it does show because there's no online play. It's local co-op only at the moment. So that's a downer. But there's like an hour's worth of cutscenes in here, so you could essentially go back and when you finish the game, you can essentially go back in the menus and just watch the show again, And I would watch a show. This was very funny. And like I said, I laughed a lot. And I think that added to my overall enjoyment, funnily enough, because it, incited laughter in me. So, yeah, I highly recommend playing this, man. Like, don't listen to these people that, I don't know if they just lost the way to enjoy things or what. The people that are just poo-pooing over this game, I don't get it. The gameplay is legit fun. The characters are legit funny. The art style grows on you if it hasn't already. And I know people that are out there that already love the art style, and that's great. And I for one am happy finally that Microsoft have done something with this IP, and it's just been sitting with Rare for God knows how long, and they've given it to this other little studio, Delilah, and they've done this in a way that I couldn't imagine done else any other way otherwise. So yeah, go play it. Like I don't want to spoil anything for you. I'm not going to say any of the funny lines or any of the funny jokes because some of them are very situational. There's nothing like, very high level comedy in here, but it's just funny. Some of the shit that they say or some of the situational stuff, like, yeah, I recommend it. And keep an eye out. There's a lot of puzzles that are hidden to find some of the collectibles, and that aspect, they weren't overly obtuse or egregious. They were just like simple enough, but you have to find them. Keep an eye out for them as you go. So that was great. Yeah, look, I could rant on about this. I'm very, very positively received in my corner of the world, and I don't understand what the rest of the world is doing. Like IGN gave it an 8. I think that's pretty fair. It's definitely not like a 9 or a 10, definitely, but I think 8 is very, very fair. But all the other people that are like, oh, it's a 4 or a 5, I'm like, man, what's wrong with you? Like, where's your fun bone gone? Like, just relax. Like, I know times are tough and it's a dark period in our lives right now, but not everything needs to be the next fucking Last of Us 2. Like, God, I don't want that. I think most people don't want that. It's there's actually joy to be had in gaming. So go play this. It's free on Game Pass. Like every other game is on Game Pass. It's just the best thing ever. Game Pass. It's just another game that doesn't require much of your time, and I'm all about that kind of experience these days. Like most of the games I've played recently have been short experiences, and I'm glad. Like Game Pass just seems to be legit good and the future of my gaming ability going forward, like literally. And I have Cyberpunk on pre-order and Valhalla I've already paid for, and I'm already feeling that kind of commitment fears rolling in. So yeah, look, that's Battletoads. I've said enough. Go play it. Highly recommend it. And let me know what you think below if you so choose. I think I'll be replaying this one. I'm not gonna lie. Very, very keen to have another run through. Oh, my screen just went dark. Oh, it's loading another video. I'll be keen to go through another playthrough of this, knowing what I know now, because there's some abilities that you unlock just by the purpose of playing the game, where you'll miss some of the collectibles and at the very early part of the game. So yeah, if I have a spare 3 hours and nothing on my mind to play, legit, I'll go through that again. And just speaking of a bit more Xbox news, I think the Series X is coming out. We all know that. We just don't know when and what the price is. We know it's November, and that's about it. But we know now that they're going to be updating the UI and changing things around. So I thought it'd be fine. I thought it'd be fun just to watch this little 3-minute video that the official Xbox YouTube put out about the new Xbox experience and how that rolls into your devices and stuff. I haven't actually had a good watch of this yet, so this will be kind of new to me. I've just seen some like cliff notes on social media. So yeah, like that DC trailer, this is kind of my first time sitting down to watch it as well. So settle down chill out and spare a few minutes with me, and let's have a watch.
Craftsmanship in UX is about understanding your user and paying extreme attention to detail. What that console does for you needs to be effortless, fast, and
well, it's one of these videos. All right. I was hoping it'd be legit. Oh, here we go. Ooh, animated backgrounds.
My name is Chris
Confirmed.
Novak, and I'm the head of Xbox Research and Design.
I'm Katarina, and I'm a program manager on the Xbox Live social team.
My name's John Hildebrandt. I'm the principal program
That
manager.
looks like
lead
Elijah
for the
Wood.
Xbox experience.
Playing
But, like, you know.
years in Halo competitively and going to tournaments
Don't
was
wanna
so
be mean.
important for me growing up.
I've been a gamer since I was a kid. I've been a gamer as long as I can remember.
Sure you were, mate. Yeah, I was a gamer. You didn't mention any game.
And make the lives of
What are your
tens of millions
credentials,
of
sir?
gamers better.
Oh wow, so
One of our biggest
there's
goals
a mobile
is
in there?
always to make sure that our players on Xbox get into their games super quickly.
The Xbox Velocity architecture and quick resume systems maximize that time you can actually spend playing
Those
when you're sitting in
buzzwords.
front of your console.
Home now loads over 15% faster when you boot your Xbox. It is almost a third faster to load when returning
Shit.
from the game. We've updated the visual language, the information architecture. We've streamlined
Ooh,
every
that looks
aspect of
tidy.
getting into your game.
Like, it doesn't look too different, but it's a notable difference already.
We've taken the destinations that everyone visits most often on the console: home, guide, and store.
That looks
and
super
focus not only
clean.
on the
Oh,
craftsmanship, but also
yes.
in reducing their footprint to maximize the console horsepower available to games.
And we were actually able to fit those improvements
I
in
do
almost
like the
40%
Xbox
less memory.
Dash. I do. But man,
When
it
we
has
think
issues.
about gaming and what makes it so
Particularly in the
special for
store, and I
billions of
know the
people
store
around
is one of the
world,
major
it's
updates
not
for
only
this.
about the gameplay and the graphics and the awesome experiences that game developers build. It's really also about the communities and the people we meet when we're playing these games. The social experiences people have on Xbox
go.
are some of the most powerful and energizing sparks of creativity and productivity.
Can I
for Team
share
Xbox.
my
How do you
videos
capture
directly
those
from my
moments and share them
phone?
with others? For many gamers, their phone is the core of their social connection.
Oh, here we go.
knew that we needed to let gamers reach out and share the anticipation, the excitement.
If it's about you capturing a sick gameplay video that you really want to post in all the social networks, we want to make that as easy as possible.
Now when you capture on the console, it's sent to your phone to share instantly, making it easier
Nice.
to get that moment to your friends and ensuring that you're not standing around in the middle
That's
of some
awesome,
match
because
trying to type
at the
a message
moment,
on a virtual keyboard. Frankly,
gotta hit
there
the
are some things
Xbox guide
like text
button.
input that a phone does much
Hang on.
more efficiently.
Shut up for a second. You got to hit the Xbox button, and then you've got to hit like Y to get a screenshot or X to clip it. Whatever you set it manually, the settings are like if you hit X, I think by default it's 30 seconds unless you've changed that. And then you've got to go into the Xbox guide, and then go to recent captures, then find what you just captured, and then open the options for that, and then go to share to OneDrive or Twitter or whatever from there. And it's just it's a prick of a system to do. So that's why I kind of mentioned the phone sharing, because the amount of times I've wanted to share something that's happened or something's happened and I didn't bother capturing it because it's not an easy way to share it. This is good. This is awesome to hear. I'm actually quite happy about that change, just to share it directly from the phone. Thank you. And it's obviously going to have an upgraded Xbox phone app as well, because the current one is shite.
And then a controller, and now you can harness that power. Those were all isolated elements, and now we're bringing the experiences together, coordinating with the Series X launch as a celebration across all of Xbox. It's just how it should work, and where you'll see us continue to push, so the way you choose to play is always the best way to play.
These changes are being made across Xbox One and
100%.
Series X, bringing everyone into the new experience.
Everything that we're trying to deliver,
Oh, look at her
it's
hair.
all for
God, I
our
wish I had
gamers.
that
All
hair.
gamers are welcome on Xbox. We'll keep listening, and we'll keep building great things together.
Oh, thanks, mate. Cool. So we'll just mute that now, and we'll let that as some kind of reel in the background. Awesome. Well, that's good. I'm glad I watched that, because that told me a lot that the new experiences coming into Series X are legit. That's going to be very, very much an improvement on what we've currently got. Animated backgrounds. I want to know more about that. One of my major gripes about the Xbox One Dash and guide and all that crap is like it's changed since 2013, like 100%, 150%. Like when you're going through your games, the most recent game you've played, when you scroll over that, it will fill up the whole background. All that kind of stuff looks very pretty now. The placement of things at the moment, ideal. I don't have any problem with that side of thing. But what's that? Oh, some of my dinner. Oh, it's a bit awkward, isn't it? Just in my teeth. What was I saying? Yeah, so animated backgrounds. Like I remember the 360 days where we had custom themes and sounds and stuff. Like I really loved that. And the PS4, what I liked about the PS3 and the PS4 in particular was the way the dash kind of animated, or it was very relaxing. And particularly the PS4, like, you could just sit there and leave that on, and it'd just be like, you're so fucking chilled. I just wish, I hope there's something like that this time. Animated backgrounds, yeah, cool. Can we get like a theme, ambient sound or ambient noise like the original Xbox had? I used to just leave the original Xbox on just to hear the soothing hum in the background, like a spaceship, and weird alien voices and stuff. And the PlayStation 3 and the PS4, like ambient music that's playing, like this atmospheric thing. I want that experience as well on the Xbox, and I look forward to them telling more about that, besides that brief look at it being animated, and what options do we have. Oh man, I'm probably a bit too excited about a console dashboard, but it really does help the overall experience. When you turn it on, it's your main thing that you use every day, like to consume your media, your games, and all that kind of stuff. And you want it to be this welcoming, inviting thing. And that they mentioned that at the top there, like that Xbox should be this welcoming experience. And I'm all about that. I 100% agree. Not just as a fanboy with Xbox Lite behind him, but just as a consumer, and as I said, the PlayStation side, they have that nailed. So I want that over at Xbox as well. And yeah, so there's that. I'm done talking about a dashboard. Now the last thing I want to talk about is quite interesting. I don't know how to put this across. So for those of us that, I don't know, say you live in a multi-person household, or you're one of the people that like to play Switch or Vita or a game on your mobile while you're watching a movie, or perusing YouTube, like I do sometimes. I like to just sit there and waste my time, late at night or after work or whatever, and just watch some random YouTube stuff from my subscriptions, or a Netflix series. But if I'm not too invested in it, I just want to catch up on stuff and play a game or whatever, like Animal Crossing. That was one of the things I used to do, which I now no longer have, RIP. Well, Xbox might have a solution now. And yes, more Xbox news, because I am the Xbox guy on this part of the world. Me and Window, look at this. Oh, enhance. It's a bit small. Enhance. Cool. You guys should be able to read that now. Microsoft have reportedly add multi-device logon support for Xbox Live. I cannot stress how massive this is. I really can't. And let's discuss why we have some of this. I'm not going to read it all. But what this means is, basically, it means that with the xCloud, the game streaming function, I'll leave the Xbox thing on there. Neowin, it's a Neowin article. You can read the whole thing for yourself. But basically what this is saying is, with the Project xCloud, you'll be able to stream your games to your Android smartphone or tablets, right? So that's using the cloud, like straight through 3G or 4G, holy fuck, through 4G or your 5G connection, or your Wi-Fi connection, just with the Game Pass stuff, right? So what this is saying is that's one form of your Xbox Live login. But what if you're actually logged onto your console as well? Well, those are going to be separate, so you'll be able to use both at the same time. Now what that means is, if it's registering your logon on one device and on your console, it means other people can still use your console while you're still playing the content on your mobile device, right? So that's great for multi-person households, because let's say for argument's sake, I had 10 kids and a wife, and I really want to play some DC Universe Online, but everybody's going nuts and they want to watch some just bullshit show, and my wife wants to go just chill out in another room because she's had enough, and do something else on another Xbox, of course. We'd have a multi-Xbox household, we would. And I'm like, all right. So I'll be like, kids, sit in here, you do something on this one. And I'll take my phone with my gamepad add-on, and I'll just load into DC Universe Online, streaming from the console to my phone, which is another option that I'll be able to do. So while my kids are watching some random crap, I'll be able to stream the game to my phone without any interruption for either of us, while my wife is in the other room probably watching, I don't know, The Bachelor or something, or some fireman calendar ad or whatever with the abs and shit, because she's had enough of the day and just wants something nice to look at besides me. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm playing with Superman with my own created character, yeah. And all my kids that I've lucky to have, as they're all proof that I've had sex, they're all watching their little cartoons as well, and everybody's happy. That's the kind of environment that Xbox Live is looking to feature through Microsoft and Xbox and your Xbox Live services and stuff. That's huge, because we couldn't do that before, and no one else is really offering that kind of function. Yeah, you can remote play to your from your PlayStation to your Vita, but I'm pretty sure, I'm not entirely 100% sure. I'm pretty sure you can't keep using the PlayStation while you're remote playing. I think you can just change your channel on your TV to another device or whatever, and just keep going like that. But this is different, where people can still use the home console, the home Xbox that's being used by other people while you're playing a game on your device, uninterrupted, streamed from the console. That is massive. If you're not getting it, I'm sorry, but I can't stress that is massive. I, for one, am going to use that feature when it becomes available, because I've just delved back into DC Universe Online. It has to be my new proxy Animal Crossing, and I've neglected DC Universe Online for years, and I do miss it. And I played it a bit tonight actually, and I got into it. I can see myself coming back to it just for the chapter elements alone. So if I can do that, just grinding out some missions on my phone while I'm catching up on some random content on YouTube or Netflix, Vikings or whatever. I need to start watching Vikings. So if I can watch that, and if it's like a so-so episode, I can just open up DC Universe, and neither are interrupted. I'm all about that. It just makes me go, all right, I'm even less remorseful excuse me, about trading my Switch today, because that was the main reason why I had it. Because I just wanted to switch my brain off and play Animal Crossing while I'm just listening to whatever content I'm thinking after work. So that's awesome, man. I'm all about what Xbox is doing, and I still don't understand why people are hating on what they're doing. No one else is doing what they're doing. They're pushing everything forward, and they're still setting the standard. They've been setting the standard, not to be like a massive fanboy here, but they've been setting the standard since 2001. With the hard drive in the console, with Xbox Live and voice chat support, they standardized all that shit with Ethernet on board on the console all the way back then, and ever since, iterating on Xbox Live and all the features that came with the 360 era and all the stuff that the Xbox One is doing, all of that. No one else, I could rant on, but my God, I'm all about this ecosystem. Yeah, 2013 was rough, but let's just forget it. The last 5 years has been insane to be a consumer on Xbox. All this stuff, they could have easily charged for it, everything, but it's all being rolled into one subscription. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for $15 a month, and you can do all of this, cloud streaming, streaming from console, streaming from your mobile. Your Xbox Live is there, your Game Pass is there, Game Pass for PC is there. What else do you want? You got cloud saves, all that shit, and game capture stuff. Like it just goes, man. I'm all about it. It's a great place to play, and let's just hope they get their exclusive stuff sorted out. That's always a caveat, which I'm hoping that they really pull their finger out this gen, and I have a good feeling I think they're going to. But my God, yeah, I wanted to add this little fluffy one at the end of this episode because nobody's really talking about it. Not that I've seen. I only just caught this article a few days ago, and I just wasn't seeing it passed around the internet. And I was like, man, people need to know. I need to tell the people. The people need to know. Nobody watches Chuntcast, but maybe someone will know. Yeah. Anyway, so that was the last thing I really wanted to touch on, to be honest. Half an hour. Shit, I've got half an hour to go. I've got another video meeting on. I should really wrap it up. That was a good ramble. I actually really enjoyed that. There's a lot of good things to talk about today. And it's all stuff that I'm interested in, which is what Chuntcast is all about. So, look, if you're interested in any of that, I'm looking forward to hearing what you say or what responses you might have and how you feel about any of this. Battletoads, the game streaming, the Xbox mask, Ben Affleck coming back and all that kind of stuff. Let me know what you thought down below. I am actually interested to know what people that watch all the way to the end what they actually think, because the people that watch all the way to the end, they're the better people. They're better than everybody else that tune off, in 20 minutes or less. Those people, they're not as good as you. You're amazing. And am I buttering you up enough yet? I could probably say more things, but it'd be highly inappropriate. So look, if you want more of what I do, see all the stuff down the bottom here. There's all my links. These are the social things that I'm on. Yeah, you know how difficult this is? These are all the social things that I'm on. But everything you can find is like there on this, unclechunt.com. But everything else that I do from day to day, you can see there when I'm like rambling or saying something stupid or saying something that's on the nose that someone might be offended with. But Chunt doesn't give a shit. Yeah. Speaking of not giving a shit, in the meantime, be kind to each other. Times are really shit, and people need friends, and people need to be better to each other. So enjoy yourselves. Be nice. If you have an angry feeling, just stop for a second and think about what is happening, and just don't do it. And be the better person. If you see an angry comment that you don't agree with, just scroll on. There's no need to engage. It's really not. And you can always come back here next week and be like, oh, Chunt, he likes to just talk shit for hours on end. I'll just listen to that. Yeah, that's going to be immensely calming. And if I'm one of the people that watches all the way to the end, he'll tell me that I'm awesome. And I need that. Yeah, that's what Chunt does. 100%. You know what else Chunt does?
Like, comment, subscribe.